Welcome back to Beers Up Sports Talk. Sibo in the house. Debo in the house.
Mix it up.
Not a victory Monday.
Nope.
Not a victory Sunday. It's one team's on a bye and the other team's playing a team that has COVID week. I don't even really know what to say about it. So forget it. We're not doing it yet. We'll get to it. But first up, D, what are you drinking?
I am on the, I know it's a little early to call it, but the last call. Progression Brewery. I'm back on Connect the Dots. Kate was out in Northampton, and I was like, hey, why don't you grab me some Progression? Came home with nice 8. Those went quick. Saved one for the pod.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm still drinking Trillium. I got this Arnold Arboretum IPA. Obviously, the color's off the chains. As you can see, it's sweating a little bit.
Yep. That's how we do.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. The Bills didn't play. The Saints didn't play. But it doesn't mean we can't talk about the NFL.
Well, why do I care if the Saints didn't play? Because they're playing right now.
Well, I mean, the Packers. Wow. Jesus. I mean,
hey,
who are you? Who am I? Whatever. It doesn't even matter.
I should walk over there and get that Saints sign that's up on my wall.
Nah, man. Listen, the Saints are about to play. Let's jump into the NFL. Give me your first takeaway from a wild Week 5.
This Week 5 was absolutely crazy. And, man, did Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins just buy Ryan Fitzpatrick 3 more weeks of playing by beating the 49ers 43-17?
Please don't start with goddamn
17. No, I'm starting with it because, man, why put Tua in when you have a great quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick? What do you think?
It's Fitz magic, baby.
Woo.
Listen, this is the Ryan Fitzpatrick playbook to a T. Start the season underperforming, hit your groove early in the season, have a bomb game, sign a huge contract extension, and then suck ass. I'm sorry. He's never done that except in Buffalo, where he got the contract extension. Miami, let this guy go. Cut him right now. Or trade him. Give him. Dallas needs a quarterback. Trade him to Dallas. Do something. Trade him at his highest point. It's never going to get better than this.
So are you saying it's still got to be Tua time even with this victory?
What do you just – all right. You spent a top 5 pick on a consensus number 1 quarterback in the country before his hip exploded. His hip is healthy. What are you waiting for? Your team's not good. You don't want to win games right now for the Miami Dolphins. Why do you want to win games? You're not going to the playoffs. You want more draft picks. You want more assets. Trade Ryan Fitzpatrick now. Trade him. I don't care if someone says they'll give you $5 and a bag of chips. You take it and you get the hell out of here. He sucks. And it's going to go downhill from now.
You take the $2 and a Jolly Rancher.
Take it. I don't care. It's over. This is it. This is it. God,
I agree with
Fitzpatrick, man.
What do you got?
I'm just gonna do it. It is my annual keep Adam Gase employed speech of the week. The Jets lost again. They only scored 10 points. They absolutely stink. I'm seeing rumors of them suggesting that they should trade Sam Darnold because they might get Trevor Lawrence in the draft. Let's just keep Adam Gase employed. Hell, let's keep him employed for the next 5 years. Trade Sam Darnold, get Trevor Lawrence, keep Adam Gase because he's such an offensive mind.
Ruin Trevor Lawrence. Gase did say he'd be willing to give up his offensive play calling duties. Why would you do that if you're an offensive genius?
How this guy still has a job is beyond me. It is mind-numbing that this guy is still employed. And the only reason he's probably still employed is that they didn't play Sam Darnold.
By the way, what are you doing? Why are you pulling Sam Darnold?
Well, he might still have a little bit of an injury. Maybe no. Maybe he's a little bit banged up. I don't know. It is as befuddling as what's happening in Miami and what's happening in another one I got coming in a minute.
But if you're gonna sit Sam Darnold for an injury, right? Why are you pulling Le'Veon Bell back in to the lineup?
Right.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I mean, he's an offensive mastermind, man. He knows what he's doing. He's so good at offense that he's willing to give somebody else the offensive play call because he doesn't want to hurt the league so bad because he's so good at offense. Keep him employed. Keep the Gase train moving, man. What do you got?
So, the Kansas City Chiefs lost a crazy game to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders got blown out by the New England Patriots. The Kansas City Chiefs scraped by the New England Patriots with a Stidham Hoyer combination.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with Kansas City?
They're fine.
You think they're fine?
This is the only way they're going to lose games is if a team gets hot, because their defense isn't that good, right? And it's clear that Oakland figured out. I mean, I was following that game early on in the first half, and it looked like Kansas City was about to run away.
Yep.
Right? And maybe they took their foot off the gas. Maybe Las Vegas figured it out. But this is how Kansas City's going to lose games because their defense is okay. As we mentioned at the beginning of the season, they're a team that likes to play defense when they're in the lead. And if a team figures them out and they can't make adjustments on the fly, as you saw, they're screwed. I mean, I laughed. I look at Henry Ruggs on my fantasy squad. He's got like 25 points. I'm like, he must have had a game. No, he just had 2 catches for 118 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
Why is that guy getting open not once but twice for big games like that?
He should be getting more. He should be getting more balls. He is faster than everyone. I think he's a fantastic receiver. They got some decent receivers. Renfro, Tyrell's not playing, but Waller is a great pass catcher.
This is not what I wanted to have happen going into next Sunday's game against the Bills.
That's fair. Like you would have liked them to blow them out.
I also wouldn't like the Bills to have to play on Tuesday and then Sunday, but that's neither here nor there. I don't know why they get penalized, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
But now Kansas City's gonna be pissed.
Yep.
So I don't know.
What you got for number 2?
I'm gonna stay with the quarterback situation. What in the world is the Washington football team doing?
I'm with you on this one.
So they benched Haskins for all the bullshit reasons you bench a second-year quarterback.
Yep.
You start Kyle Allen, who you only like because he knows the system, which I'm going to talk about this in a minute, how I hate this, like, bring a guy from the system thing. He gets hurt. Alex Smith, whose leg exploded 2 years ago, comes back, plays well, even though the team stinks to high hell, and they say Kyle Allen starting next week. Why? Why is the worst quarterback on the team starting next week?
I don't have an answer for you. I'll tell you what. I think that this was the mistake. They should have let Haskins play. You're going to find out this year if he has it. I think he has the tools. The team is not great. And the thing that is crazy is Rivera said, I'm not giving up on Haskins. Well, if you've named Allen the starter this week or last week, whatever week it is, the one that just happened, and now you're going to start him again, man, the one thing I will say again, Alex Smith, fantastic, right? I mean, you got to love that he came back. I loved seeing, videos of his kid and his wife cheering him on because that is – like, legitimately, no matter how good or bad he plays, he is the comeback player of the year this year just for coming back.
Right.
Dwayne Haskins should still be the starter for the Washington Redskins. They did it because they think that they still have a shot at the division because no one wants to win that division. Right. But record-wise, they have a shot. Let Dwayne Haskins figure out if he's good. You will find out over a course of a season if he can do it. Did he do enough? You haven't made the playoffs in how long? Since
it's been a
2000, while. I want to say like 17 or 16. What's another year?
It makes no sense. I don't care if he's kind of lazy. I don't care if he's had a bad game. You've invested a lot of time. Kyle Allen is not going to win you games this season. He's not going to win you games next season. He is not your quarterback of the future. This is my least favorite thing in the world when coaches say, oh, let me bring my backup quarterback that I trust so much to my new team, because the minute things go wrong, they say, well, let me fall back on this guy. Let me go with the guy I know so that he can lead us to a 30 to 10 loss or whatever it was. Like this is you are sacrificing a potential franchise quarterback's future so that you can let your always backup quarterback, never a starter, except when Cam Newton was hurt,
right,
always backup quarterback, be your quarterback so that you can finish 7-9 and do what? Get a 18th pick in the draft. Like this, either go for it with a quarterback where you're going to lose games, but you figure out if you got something, or have an unbelievable season with a quarterback, or let Alex Smith play because he's obviously probably the best quarterback on the team in this moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you can compare it. I mean, it's a little bit different situation, but you can kind of compare it to the Justin Herbert, Tyrod Taylor. Like, you got this veteran quarterback, which we can call Allen and Alex Smith,
mm-hmm.
and you have this rookie, Dwayne Haskins is a second year, but
mm-hmm.
And Herbert, who's the coach for Lynn?
Yeah.
Lynn from the Chargers was like, Tyrod's still the starter. And we talked about it last week. We said, they're 0-3 with Herbert, but they were like, wait, we got this guy. Like, this is our rookie. We got to figure out what we have with him. We're willing to roll with him. That's what Washington football.
Also, like, build your offense around the quarterback that's the future. Like, yep. I'm going to use the Bills as an example. I don't like to normally because they've stunk for a long time. But when they got Josh Allen, they brought in Brian Daboll as the offensive coordinator.
Right.
And they adjusted the offense to Josh Allen's talents. It's what you do in the NFL. You don't have Cam Newton run the Tom Brady offense because Brian Hoyer's your goddamn backup. You run the Cam Newton offense, and if he gets hurt, you take it on the chin. You don't run the Kyle Allen offense with Dwayne Haskins. Jesus. Like you did. And not to mention, like, we're not in the NFL of 5-6 years ago. This is a run-pass option offense or a league. That's what you should be doing. All the best teams are doing it. All the best teams are doing it. Washington football team, you guys are idiots. I thought you got Ron Rivera. You're going to do things different. No, you're doing the dumbest stuff imaginable. You're running your offense through Kyle Allen, a backup quarterback for life. What's next? Give me something.
Man, I don't really want to talk about it, but we have to talk about Dak Prescott.
Yeah, we do. T's and P's. I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
Thoughts and prayers for that guy. I'm sorry. I feel bad.
T's and P's.
T's and P's, man. T's and P's.
All right. I mean, we talked about it preseason. This is why players hold out. We don't know if Dak's coming back ever again. I mean, that leg was dangling.
He'll be back. He's already had surgery. He'll be all right.
No, I know. I mean, Alex Smith just kind of went through the same thing, except for it was a little bit lower leg. I'm sorry, upper leg compared to where Dak was. At least it was kind of a clean break. You feel for a guy like this because he wants to be there. He wants to be in the NFL. He's doing what he can to be the best quarterback for that team. We also talked about the fact that Dallas stepped up and they took in Dalton, knowing that he's a proven above average quarterback that can have success with a offense like that. Mm-hmm. When you have receivers that they have, Schultz stepped up the tight end, and you have a running back like Zeke, Dalton shouldn't have any problem going into this offense because it's not like he's running a Lamar Jackson offense, a Cam Newton type offense. Dak Prescott ran this. But man, Dak, prayers up to him. He did everything right, and I know there's the whole he has the mental illness, like he gets depressed easily, and I hope everyone out there is supporting him rather than trying to tear him down because he deserves to be supported.
I think he's going to be fine, and I still think he's going to get paid. I think there's a whole bunch of teams out there that would certainly like a Dak Prescott as their quarterback, and maybe he doesn't get $40 million a year, but if he comes back and he's able to be healthy, I mean, who are the Cowboys going to have as quarterback next year? Dalton? I mean, yeah, he's a good quarterback, a halfway decent quarterback. I don't think Mike McCarthy wants to run his offense through Andy Dalton, but maybe Kyle Allen. Maybe they just signed Kyle Allen.
But think about this. Like, it could get crazy. Imagine if Dalton goes on this weird winning streak.
He's not.
I bet
Cowboys, they're not going to win. That team, they were down 17-3 to the Cowboys. I mean, to the Giants.
I mean, you're right, to the Giants, but they won.
Again, best case scenario for that team is they go like 8-8 and get into the playoffs. And again, then what? You're gonna ride with Dalton because he got you to the playoffs at 8-8. I don't know. Dak, quick recovery, come back, get paid. Maybe you don't have to be on the Cowboys anymore, and you can have a better career.
No doubt.
All right. This is my last one, and I just want to put this out there. I saw this stat, and I thought it was kind of weird. I don't even know if it warrants a conversation. In 3 consecutive games, the Jags have lost to winless teams. Anytime I have the opportunity to clown the Jags, I'm going to do it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
No, it's all good. I mean, I get it. You always want to destroy that coach. I mean, I don't have much to say. I mean, they should have, Houston.
He should be fired. The Jags should get a new coach if they're gonna have the opportunity to draft Trevor Lawrence. That's it. They stink. Moving on.
Yeah, but don't they have 2 wins? They're not getting the first pick. I know we said they're terrible.
No, but I think this could be I honestly legitimately think this could be one of the players that people try to trade a shit ton for.
Fair enough. But I don't think Jacksonville will do that. But that's a conversation for another day. Yeah. I have like so many more, but I'm going to go – I know I want to go with one more.
All right, hit me.
And I don't know which one to go with. But what could Michael Thomas have done? I understand. He had an altercation with why are you sitting the best player on your team other than Kamara to help? Like, you're in trouble. I know Tampa just lost. Like, unless this guy punched someone in the face and broke their jaw, you should be starting him. Find him some money and start him.
Yes and no. I'll say this. If he knowingly violated team rules, and my guess is, this isn't the first time it happened.
Okay.
My guess is maybe he wasn't practicing and did something like as a non-active participant with an active participant, and they said, 1, you're an idiot for, potentially hurting yourself when you're not practicing, and 2, potentially hurting somebody who's actually going to play in the damn game. And maybe they said, hey, Mike, why don't you just sit this one out?
Well, makes sense.
I don't really understand it. It's the NFL. I mean, people kill people and they come back and play games. So, I don't know. I mean, Ray Lewis is beloved and he definitely killed people. So, what are we talking about?
That's a hot take. I don't know if I thought he killed someone. I think his boys killed someone and he ratted them out.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, some say potato, some say potato. I mean, it is what it is.
All right.
Let's move on to the NFL. To the NBA Finals. Wow. We have a champion. We have an NBA champion. The team that is expected to win the championship at the beginning of the season, to everybody but Boston fans, did so last night.
I mean, if I didn't pick the Celtics, I would have picked the Lakers. They were, which is crazy because I look at that team. Danny Green airballing that game-winning or, game-changing 3. The Morris brother not doing great. Just they did everything they could to lose that game or at least lose that series. They just – but when you have veteran leadership like LeBron, I know – listen, LeBron is fantastic, but I'll tell you what, Rondo was kind of money in that series. He did a lot of good things, and Davis did enough because he's really good. They were the better.
2 of the 3 best players in the league.
Yeah.
Literally 2 of the 3, 2 of the top 3 players in the league are on the same team.
Yeah.
They are also so insanely talented that they can do everything on the court.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people praising Rondo. Good on them for praising Rondo. I saw people saying that he was the difference in the series. please, please stop the bullshit. Okay? When you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis,
Yeah.
the other team doesn't, you're going to win. This is why, I mean, yes, Rondo helped out. Yes, people.
I mean, when we talked about this series, when we were breaking this down, we both said Rondo was going to be an crazily important part, and he did what he needed to do on defense to let LeBron and Davis cook on offense. Like he did what he needed to do, what we thought he needed to do.
Right.
So
I mean, he's a difference maker. I think he played he did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
Just play defense and pass the ball. I think he was the best player on the court? Not even close. Here's what I'll say. Miami won 2 games on the back of Jimmy Butler absolutely balling out. If you're a free agent to be or someone who doesn't like their team, is there any better place to go than Miami right now? Like, obviously, I think the Celtics are an incredible team, but there's not a lot of space there.
Right.
I mean, Jimmy Butler, I mean, he's toward the end of his peak years, but, like, is the kind of guy, in my opinion, that's going to age like LeBron, where, like, he can score when he wants, but it's all the other things he does. And he doesn't need the ball in his hand. I mean, I keep thinking of all day I've been thinking about if Giannis went there, how good that team would be. And if I'm Giannis, I'm basically telling my agent, like, make it happen. Put me down in Miami. We're about to run shop.
Yeah. Get that ESPN special. Taking my talents at South Beach.
Because here's the thing, you can dump guys like Dragic tomorrow who are taking up big money, and because you still got Hero, you got Robinson, you got Bam, all on these rookie contracts, and yeah, I mean they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team, but if they can get one more person to go down there and play, and again, someone like Giannis or some other super talented guy that can just score. Because Butler.
No, I think you're right there. I think as much as I think Giannis is a great player, I don't think he's a number one. I think that's why they've struggled to win in the last couple of years. Is he's not a number one. He's not the killer. I think if he can patch up with Butler, and Butler's like, okay, cool, you got us here, let me finish it. Right. I think you're looking at a fantastic team. I mean, you got the Warriors are coming back next year, healthy, most likely. You got Durant and Kyrie. It's going to be fun.
Not worried about that team.
I mean,
but yeah, no, I know. Like that's one of the things. Like that's why I'm surprised. Like a guy like Durant didn't go down to Miami and team up with. But like that to me is like that seems like match made in heaven, because Durant is such a killer on offense, and Butler is such an do everything else guy. It's like that to me makes more sense than going to play with Kyrie, who's just going to be a clown. Yeah. Durant's going to hate that. He's going to want out in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe not. If the Nets don't win games, I'll be happy with that. Here's what I'll say. Shout out to Rondo for getting another ring. Shout out to AD for getting his first ring. He was super emotional last night as the seconds ticked down, and I thought that was really cool. Yep. Shout out to J.R. Smith, who now has 2 rings and almost immediately was running around with no shirt on like an absolute clown. This guy's getting rings. I don't understand it.
Like he wasn't on a team until the bubble, right?
Yeah. Now he's got a championship ring.
Another one, yeah, no doubt. You know what? And if this is the year the Lakers are going to tie the Celtics, it's right after Kobe. It's 2020. Kobe passed. It makes sense. It's a good year for him to do it. And as much as I don't like the Lakers, congratulations to them. It's sports.
I mean, if they want to tie the Celtics with championships on like a bubble championship with an asterisk next to it, that's totally fine with me.
So what I also want to throw out there is, we're talking about the NBA, and I posted this on social media. NBA, WNBA, NHL did some fantastic things with the COVID. And even MLS did really good. They just had a positive that canceled, like Portland, San Jose, I think it was this week. Those those 4 leagues have done amazing things.
College football too. College football's done all right as far as we could tell.
Okay, no doubt. I mean, I haven't really been following college football. Like, it was something I kind of turned myself off to because I was like, this is really dumb. I'm glad that they're doing well, but you got to give a shout out to those 4 leagues. Doing the bubble, doing it right. MLB made it. We're going to talk about MLB in a second. They're in their championship series, so they've done it. NFL, I'm getting scared. Like, they changed 8 teams next week, and it's crazy. So shout out to NBA, WNBA, NHL, and MLS.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about the championship series in Major League Baseball. Let's start in the AL where, thank God, the Rays outlasted the Yankees. And thank God they're up 2-0. 2-0. Yeah, those already. Now, let me say this. I don't like the Tampa Bay Rays, but I like them. I hate them less than I hate the Astros. And I don't care if they win because I'm not rooting for them in the World Series. Because I'm either rooting for the Braves because they're your squid odd, or the Dodgers because they have Mookie Betts. And because they're not in the AL East. So thank God the Yankees got beat. That's amazing. I'm happy that the Rays are up 2-0. I hope it's a quick series. Get the Astros out of here. I don't want them hanging around. Any thoughts on that series?
I have a little different look on it. Like Tampa Bay, it's kind of like when the Royals went. Like, you love to see these small market teams make it.
Yeah, when they're not in the AL East, that's fine.
No doubt. But I mean, like I said, I have a different version on it. Right. Obviously I'd rather Tampa Bay make it because, the Houston Astros, obviously I would assume they're not cheating this year. So they've made a pretty good run. So, which proves they're talented, which irritates people more because they didn't have to do it to get there. Just go get there. And they're doing it without Verlander.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It sucks.
They're cheaters, D. It is what it is, man. They're cheaters.
You're right. I'm trying to make up for it, but I'm glad Tampa's beating them.
Also, like, Tampa's doing it with dudes. I don't even know if they're actually really baseball players.
I mean,
they got a new set of guys every week that I just don't understand how it works.
I'm going to look at this as we're talking because we literally next pod we're going to be doing the over-unders that we talked about, and I don't think either one of us picked the over for them. So I'm going to confirm that right now.
I mean, I just like
we were both under the 34 win mark, which means we did not think they were even going to go to the playoffs.
Also, let's be clear. They went 40-20? They balled all the way out.
They balled, yes. So look out for that. Next pod, we're going to do that over-under review show to see how we did.
All right, give me your NLCS preview, D, because it's underway. Braves are winning.
Yeah, we're top 4, up 1. Freddie Freeman solo homer in the bottom of the first.
How do you guys win this series?
How do we win this series?
Yeah.
Keep pitching like we've been pitching. I mean, the thing that's crazy. MLB preview. I'm worried about their pitching, and that was when they had pitching, and then Soroka gets hurt, and Hamels,
whatever his name is, gets dumped after one start.
Yeah, Fulton Evans come and doesn't do anything. And now I'm like, halfway through the season, I was like,
Hamels didn't pitch.
The pitching, right? Pitching, and I've been saying pitching, and all they've done in the postseason is pitched. Max Fried, Ian Anderson, and then they threw Kyle Wright out there in his first start, and he went shutout. They went 4 out of 5 games that they won. They won by shutout, and and the other one it was 1 run. Their bullpen is money right now. If they get into the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, I like their chances. Mm-hmm. I know the Dodgers are different than the Reds. I know that the Dodgers are different than the Marlins. Like, the Marlins were supposed to lose like every game this year.
Right.
But they're here. They're pitching. They have a shot. I'm ecstatic. I don't – fuck it. They're beating them. They're beating the Dodgers. I don't even care.
Yeah, I mean, they're up against a tall task because the Dodgers can pitch, they can hit. And don't get me wrong, the Braves could hit during the regular season, but like you said, they're starting to pitch a little bit. And the playoffs are a bullpen game. Yes, you usually have that one starter who can go 7 or 8 innings every once in a while. A guy like Verlander who's done it so many times in the past. But for most teams, you get to the 6th inning and it's a race to your bullpen, and then it's whoever can outlast who. And if your bullpen gets hot in the playoffs, that's it. I mean, again, Red Sox won the World Series a couple years ago. They did it with a bunch of guys in their bullpen that nobody had ever heard of. Now, those guys stink. They stink to high hell. But you know what? In that moment, their bullpen was on point. And you're right. Like, if you can get to the 6th inning, get to the 7th inning, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, you got Melancon, you got Luke Jackson, and you have Shane Green, all closers that don't care what inning they pitch in. They just want to shut down. You have 2 crazy lefties, and you have O'Day. Like, that bullpen is ready to go. Luke Jackson hasn't really pitched that much this postseason. It's been mostly those other 5. You know, I love it. Whether they win or lose this series, I'm ecstatic because I think that they have a team. If they can get one dominant closer, not the closer, one dominant starter, and Soroka comes back and Fried stays there, they got the rookie Anderson this year, I think they have a good shot at being really good for a few years.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they have set up. So we're talking Braves, Rays. Braves, Rays. They split the season series, so it'd be fun. There it is. You heard it first, folks. Braves, Rays, World Series. All right, let's move on to the last call. Brought to you by Progression Brewery. D, what do you got?
You know, last week I had a
moment where
I had a little rant. This week I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Man, Joe Morgan, like, I don't think he's the voice of baseball, but when I think of ESPN, I think of Joe Morgan's voice. He passed away, 77 years old, yesterday. Part of the Cincinnati Reds. That's what he's mostly known for. Hall of Famer. You know, I just want to say rest in peace because we've lost some really big, not just sports, but just people, like good people in the last 2020. And,
and we're getting to that.
I know it happens every year, but I think this year hits a little bit harder because of all the stuff that's going on. We're home. We're watching social media. We're watching news. We're watching TV, listening to the radio. We're catching everything. You know, once in a while we miss it and we catch it quickly on social media, but it's not a big thing. You know, Joe Morgan was a fantastic second baseman, and I hear his voice.
Yeah,
when I see ESPN, like baseball, and it's just something. It's sad that we won't hear that anymore.
Yeah, Big Red Machine. I feel like voice of Sunday Night Baseball, and I was just gonna say, like, I feel like it's come to this point where we're losing a lot of folks in sports, obviously in other ways too, but a lot of people in sports, and we're of the age now where, like, these guys don't feel like they're that far from us in terms of age, which just. Maybe we're getting old, but maybe it means a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, RIP to him. I'm just going to say this. We started a sports podcast when there were no sports.
Yep.
All right. Maybe not the greatest business plan, but it is what it is. One of the things that we talked about early on was when sports came back and they all converged on each other, it was going to be this beautiful thing where sports were just going to be popping off everywhere. Well, last night, I turned on my TV after putting the kids to bed, and this is what I had staring at me. You had NBA Finals Game 6, ALCS Game 1, Sunday Night Football, and MLS Soccer. Just YouTube TV, just 4 in a row. That's it. That's it. That's what we wanted. That's what we said. We said when sports comes back and it all comes together, you're going to have all of these things happening at once, and it's going to be incredible. And literally for 2 hours last night, there was no break in sports. I just boom, 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 boom. That's it. I mean, now we lose the NBA, and the Major League Baseball will be over in a couple of weeks. But, like, I don't know. It was a cool moment. It was
It's a great time. You know, we lost NHL a couple weeks ago. Not lost it, but
Right.
they crowned their champion in Tampa Bay, and which, gross. I mean, it's definitely changed. It's given me something at night, like once in a while, just to be able to just throw on a game. I didn't do it all the time, but especially it's like Braves have been on, Packers have been on prime time a lot, and on regular TV on Sundays, and the Celtics were on for most of the playoffs. It's been great to see, and you don't realize how much you miss sports until they're taken away like they were.
And that's what I was going to say, is that it was not long ago, 4 or 5 months, that, you turn on a TV and there were no sports. It was all reruns. There was nothing that you could watch. It's nice to have it back. It's not, again, it's the new normal. It's not normal. It's the new normal. It's not getting back to anything. This is just, it's going to be different moving forward. But the fact that last night I just could just watch sports, 4 different sports at once, was a reminder of simpler times, I guess.
Simpler times, no doubt.
All right, man. Until next time, y'all keep your heads up. Listen, as Debo said, yeah, I mean, rock the Braves, y'all. Go for it. Next time we'll be back with a review preview of our MLB picks. I mean, other than the Rays and the Red Sox, I probably went 99%, but you know what it is, what it is.
No doubt.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.